Hey guys, it's me, Takani, and we're back with another episode of Southern Charm Savannah, Season 2, Episode 5, Paint Balls of Fire. We kick things off with Hannah meeting with Daniel, and Daniel talks about getting the group together for some paintball. He says that it's been a while since he hung out with his guys, because he's been at work so much. Hannah and Daniel then switch the conversation to Lyle and Catherine, because of course they do. They both say they're over it, and they're exhausted. And honestly, me too. Next, we join Haygood. She made her first batch of sake, and she's like, hey, this ain't bad. She excitedly calls her mom and wants her mom to come taste it. And her mom's like, whoa, 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 we gotta let the experts taste it first. So Hannah agrees, and then she lets her mom know that she's working on a portrait for Catherine. Catherine pops over to Brandon's place, and she brings candles and food for him. And can I just say that my favorite gifts to get are candles or anything practical? Like, give me some foamed hand soap for Christmas. And even though I probably don't really express it outwardly enough, I'm excited. I want that. Give it to me, okay? I love soap. Also, for some reason, when you tell people you want like soap or like body wash and stuff like that, they kind of overcompensate. Anyway, Catherine casually drops to Brandon that she spent her time with Lyle in the mountains over the holidays. But then she hasn't seen him since New Year's. She's super frustrated because Lyle keeps flip flopping in their relationship. Brandon points out that Lyle might not be wanting to let Catherine go so fast because of her money and her name and her family status. He then says Lyle was born with a plastic spoon in his mouth. And then Catherine shares that Lyle said that he wants her to suffer like he did. He wants her to feel the pain of the rejected proposal. We then cut to Hannah, who's celebrating her friend's engagement, and they're eating 24 oysters and drinking champagne. Hannah shares that Louis said he was going to propose this year, but if he doesn't, then she's done. Her friends don't hold back, and they call Louis immature and irresponsible, and they say that he probably won't ever get it together. Hannah gets emotional because she wants things to work with Louis, but it just doesn't seem like it's going that way. She just wants him to stop partying and put effort into their relationship like he does the sock company, and that's completely valid. Then we cut to Lyle, Louie, and Daniel meeting up for some beer and egg rolls, as you do. Lyle mentions that he went to the mountains for the holiday, and conveniently leaves out the fact that Catherine was there. But the guys press him, and then he finally admits it. He says that they hooked up, but they're not dating again. Then Daniel goes off to get some drinks, and he's flirting with women at the bar. So Lyle and Louie decide to gossip about him. They talk about how boring Daniel is because he's been focusing so much on his work instead of going out and partying like they are. When Daniel returns, they call him out for being boring. And he defends himself and he's like, I'm sorry I can't spend late nights with you. I'm trying to be a morning person. And honestly, I can relate to that so bad. Like, it is midnight right now when I'm recording these, and I thrive so much better at night. I am like wide awake. I am happy to be here. But in the morning, I'm just like a little ball of let me go back to sleep, you know? But I would love to be a morning person. Like, then you get the sun, you get to watch it be dawn. But midnight is pretty nice. My pets are sleeping, my neighbors are sleeping. I don't gotta worry about no lawnmower, you know? If someone's knocking on my door this late, what are you doing? You know? Don't have to worry about any of that. Anyway, Lyle is not buying it. And he decides to call Daniel out. It's nice seeing D out. Yeah, I feel bad for him because he literally has no life anymore. He used to be cool. Here you go, man. Let's shoot shots and have fun. D comes out of the woodwork and wants to get drunk. Dan, we're trying to figure out where you've been. Working. I haven't been going to bars with friends. I'm trying to condition myself to become a morning person. Don't lie, Daniel. We all work. I smell bull. Do you smell bull with Catherine? That's different. Is it? Do you smell that your girlfriend is hooking up with other guys? That's true, and you know it. Are you pretending it isn't happening? Or are you just suffering through it? We're not together. You hooked up with her on a hunting trip. And New Year's. Don't lie. Catherine can hook up with anybody she wants to. She can do whatever she wants. Do you understand how that makes you look? From Louis and I's perspective, you don't look fine. Does it really not bother you? It stings when the love of your life is sleeping with someone else. The next morning, Hannah visits Louis at his office to talk about the boys' night from before. Louis reveals that Lyle knows Catherine is seeing other people, and Hannah is just absolutely shook. Louis doesn't get why Lyle puts up with it, and Hannah agrees. She calls out Lyle's lack of self-respect. And then she realizes that her and Louis are both being hypocritical because their relationship's no better. But there's no time for introspection. It's paintball time. Everyone's bundled up in winter gear, and they meet up to go on a party bus to drive over to the paintball place. The teams are set. We've got Brandon's squad, including Hannah, Catherine, Haygood, and Lyle. They called themselves the Unicorns Who Shoot Nutsacks. And then we have Daniel's team, with Louis, Patrick, and Harold. They called themselves the Crazy Angels. Everyone plays super hard, and in the end, the unicorns win, as they do. Haygood really carried the team there. They then gather for dinner and decide to discuss resolutions. Catherine says that she wants to focus on progress, and she doesn't want to dwell in the past. Then Lyle, who is sitting right next to her, says that his resolution is to get a new girlfriend. Naturally, the group is absolutely shook. Then, because Catherine is obviously hurt, Catherine, Hannah, and Brandon go to a little seating area to discuss it. Catherine explains to Brandon and Hannah that she's just so confused. When her and Lyle are alone together, he seems like he wants to be back with her. But then when they're around friends, he's so mean. Catherine then points out that Lyle's just playing mind games with her. And Hannah tells Catherine, well, you're both playing mind games with each other. And while I agree with that statement, in this moment, I feel like it is definitely Lyle playing the mind games. Like, he can't decide whether he wants to be with her or not. And I think it's a huge problem that he's mean to her in front of their friends, but then alone, he's like super lovey dovey and wants to be in a relationship. But also, this whole time, Catherine's been saying they're for sure gonna get together. Meanwhile, it would cut to Lyle saying that they're done. So, you know. You get so many mixed signals. He says one thing and does another. There's been mixed signals my entire life. You give mixed signals too. And there's been equally as much hurt from you too. I feel like you're on Lyle's side. You haven't taken the time to hear me or see my point of view. Catherine, I asked you 15 times about your and Lyle's relationship. I asked you to be honest. And there are times when I know you're not being honest. I apologize, and I can't change the past. I'm gonna sit back and work on myself. We also have Louis calling out Lyle for being so insensitive and telling him that this wasn't the place to do it. Which again is wild because Louis was so against Lyle and Catherine being back together. So you would think that he would see his friend doing that and being like, yeah, get her, woo woo, because he really wants them to break up. So the next day, Daniel meets with his dad for some life-size ping pong, also known as tennis. Daniel tells his dad that he's ready to move on from the business. He's just not passionate, and he wants to find what he's passionate about. His dad's like, it's not the right time for you to leave, Daniel. But Daniel stands firm, and he tells his dad that he's done putting his happiness on hold. And then that's where we end the episode. What did you guys think? Do you think that Lyle was unnecessarily mean with his comment about finding a new girlfriend? Do you think that they're both playing mind games on each other? I mean, we can recognize that both have been in the wrong, but I feel like Lyle is just being so mean this season. I already didn't like Lyle, just for a bunch of things. I just don't like Lyle, to be honest. So, while I'm Team Catherine, I can also recognize that she provides toxicity to the relationship as well. But him being so resentful for her saying no to their engagement is just bizarre to me because you would think that they would talk about that beforehand. I knew I was getting proposed to, and we had discussed it prior, but we were also living together beforehand, and I mean, it just, why not, you know? Love and all that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Make sure to like or dislike the video, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next video. Bye, guys!